And then so, as I was saying, the only reason man doesn't have any power is because he's disconnected from his true power. He's disconnected from his love. And instead he's in a state of resistance towards his love. He's in a state of resistance towards his healing, which is, you know, when we look at his love, we're talking about the divine feminine principle within him, his ability to love. So that's kind of why he's in a state of powerlessness, because he's cut off from his divine aspect. And then, you know, the whole overcompensation with the masculine bravado is the overcompensation of the fact that he's disconnected from love. And so, you know, this is the journey for all men, because actually within that connection to his love is the secret and the power of his connection to woman. Because until this happens, all women are going to remain unhappy, because the number one thing that makes a woman unhappy is the fact that she's with a man that doesn't love her. And you know, to really come into that love, as stated in this video, to really come into that love, a man has to pass through his own insecurities. And to pass through his own insecurities, he has to realise his insecurities. And that's kind of what I aim to do with these videos, is to demonstrate, you know, what men can identify with, which is that kind of escapism within their lives, their drive for more, their sexual, you know, it is kind of like a dysfunction. So the sexual dysfunction, to actually really realise that as actually kind of like what's running the show in your life. And so it's about making these different levels aware within us. And you know, I've been on this journey and I still continue on this journey, and it's not easy, but actually as this dissolves in a man, as the unhappiness dissolves in a man, he can begin to find that true contentment, that true fulfillment that he's actually seeking. And then once he's able to harness that ability to be in that state of fulfillment with himself, to be back in that connection, that God realized connection. I'm not talking about beliefs. I don't have time for beliefs. I'm not talking about no imagination. I'm talking about that actual realization of your divine connection with God, which in the first instance is realized as a state of stillness of yourself. But then actually, as you realize that stillness, you begin to penetrate more deeply into the oneness of creation. So, you know, as we go through these layers, we begin to, as more suppressed emotion comes up to be released, more love comes through. So if you look at when you suppress emotion, you suppress love. And if you look at guys completely suppressed in emotion, they're completely suppressed in love. And so we release the layers, the emotional layers, and more love comes in. And as more love comes in, more connection comes through, and the ability to realize that the love that you're allowing through into yourself is amplified and reflected in a woman. And then this is where the divine union happens between man and woman. But it has to happen with man, because man's where the biggest problem is. And when we begin to address this in ourselves, we will actually find the true contentment and the true fulfillment in actually truly loving a woman without having a sex her up, without making sex the main thing. To actually truly be able to love a woman. And when a man truly is able to love a woman, she begins to open up, and she begins to reveal that layer of himself which has been suppressed. To the next one, much love.